All right, let's talk about something we've all felt. You're stuck in traffic, it's absolutely boiling outside, the sun's beating down, and your car's AC. It's trying, bless its heart, but it feels like it's just blowing lukewarm air, like a hairdryer on a low setting.
Oh, yeah. That feeling of just dread, wishing you could fix it right there without needing a mechanic.
Exactly. That sheer desperation. It's more than just uncomfortable. It feels like your car is personally letting you down.
It really does.
So today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. We've got 6 really effective tricks, things that are often overlooked, actually. And these can seriously boost your AC's cooling power. It's not just about being comfy. Either these tips can save you fuel and even extend the life of the whole AC system.
Yeah, that's a key point. It's about efficiency and longevity too.
And the best bit, a lot of this stuff you can do it yourself in your driveway, often for free. We're talking practical tips that genuinely make a difference.
Right. And what we'll cover today, it's based on practical data, real-world results. We want to sort of demystify how your car's climate control actually works. So it's not just what to do, but why it works. How to actually get that super cold fridge-like air inside your car, even when it's scorching out.
Love that. Okay, let's jump into the first one. This is probably the biggest mistake I think that people make. Trying to cool down a car that's basically a furnace.
Absolutely.
You leave your car parked in the sun for an hour. It's not just warm, it's an oven. Seriously, temps inside can shoot past 60 degrees Celsius.
It's staggering. And the critical thing to understand is what happens when you jump in and just immediately crank the AC to max in that heat.
Right, what's going on there?
Well, you're basically asking the system to perform a miracle. It puts this just insane amount of strain on the compressor.
Which is the heart of the system, right?
Exactly, the heart of the AC. Doing that repeatedly shortens its life dramatically. And funny enough, it actually makes the car take longer to cool down overall.
No way. Longer?
Yeah, longer. Because the system is just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And replacing a compressor, that's not cheap. So avoiding that initial strain is really key.
Okay, so what's the smart way? How do you start cooling without killing your AC?
It's actually really simple, but super effective. Before you even turn the key, roll down all 4 windows, all the way down.
Okay, all 4.
Then start the car and just drive for, say, 30 seconds, maybe up to a minute.
Just drive with the windows down.
Yep. As you move, you create a crosswind. It literally just pushes all that super hot, stale air out of the car, like emptying the oven before you try to cool it.
Okay. That makes sense. Get the worst out first.
Exactly. Then once you've done that, roll the windows up and turn on the AC. It drastically cuts down the temperature difference the AC has to deal with initially. It cools faster, works less hard. Big difference.
Right. Clear out the heat first. Got it. Okay, so you've done that. The AC's running. But sometimes the air coming out just feels weak, right? There's not much force behind it. And maybe it smells a bit damp.
Yeah, that weak airflow, sometimes with a kind of mildewy smell, that's almost always a sign.
Sign of what?
Your cabin air filter is clogged. Sometimes people call it a pollen filter.
The filter inside the car. I always think of it like the lungs for the climate system.
That's a good way to put it. It's vital. Its job is to trap all the dust, leaves, bugs, pollen, all the stuff from outside you don't want to breathe.
Okay.
But over time, it just gets caked with debris, especially in dusty places. It can become like a solid wall.
Seriously, a wall?
Pretty much. So your AC might be making ice-cold air behind it, but if that air can't physically push through the filter to get into the cabin...
It's useless. Like trying to breathe through a pillow, you said.
Exactly. You get weak airflow, poor cooling.
Okay, that sounds critical. Is it hard to change? Sounds like it might be buried somewhere.
You'd be surprised. On most cars, it's actually really easy. It's usually behind a little panel, either right in the glove compartment or just underneath it.
Okay.
You can easily find videos online for your specific car model. It takes 5 minutes sometimes.
Wow. And how often should you do it?
Good question. Generally, every 15 to 20,000 kilometers is a good rule of thumb. Or definitely do it before summer hits.
Right, before you really need the AC.
Yeah, and the difference is huge. Your AC will blow much stronger, like a hurricane almost. Plus, you're breathing cleaner air, fewer allergens, less dust. People are genuinely shocked by the difference. It's one of those really satisfying, immediate fixes.
Nice. Okay, so air is coming in strong now, nice and clean. What about making the air inside the car even colder? You mentioned a button.
Yes, the recirculation button.
That little button with the arrow curving back inside a car shape.
That's the one. Often ignored, but it's probably the single most effective trick for getting colder air faster.
How does that work? Why is it so much better?
Well, think about the default mode. Your AC is constantly sucking in that hot outside air. Maybe it's 40 degrees Celsius out there, and it has to work really hard to cool that down.
Right, a constant battle against the heat.
Exactly, and that uses a lot of engine power, burns more fuel. But when you hit the recirculation button, it closes the vent, bringing air in from outside.
Okay.
Instead, it takes the air that's already inside your car, which is already somewhat cool, right? And it just cools that air down even more.
So it's recooling the already cool air.
Precisely. It's like it's compounding its own coldness. It gets colder and colder with each pass, much more efficient. The system works smarter, not harder.
That sounds amazing for efficiency, especially in traffic or on long drives.
Absolutely. Huge fuel saver in those situations. But there's a small catch.
Knew it sounded too good. What's the catch?
Well, if you leave it on constantly, like for hours on end without ever letting fresh air in, the air inside can start to feel a bit stale, maybe a little heavy.
Okay. Because no fresh air is coming in.
Right. So the simple fix is just to cycle it off occasionally. Maybe every, say, 15 or 20 minutes. Just turn it off for 30 seconds, let a quick burst of fresh air in, then turn recirculation back on. It's just about finding that balance.
Gotcha. Use it most of the time, but give the cabin a quick refresh now and then. Makes sense. Okay, so we're cooling the inside air efficiently. But where does the heat actually go? It has to be removed somehow, right?
Good point. It doesn't just vanish. That heat gets transferred out of the cabin by the refrigerant, and then it needs to be released outside the car. And that's the job of the condenser.
The condenser. That's the radiator-looking thingy at the very front of the car, usually behind the grill.
Exactly that. It looks like a second smaller radiator. And yeah, sitting right at the front, it takes a real beating from bugs, dust, mud, you name it.
Okay, so what does it actually do with the heat?
Its specific job is to allow the hot, high-pressure refrigerant gas coming from the compressor to release its heat into the outside air. As the refrigerant cools down in the condenser, it turns back into a high-pressure liquid. But if the condenser is covered in a thick layer of dirt and bugs...
It can't release the heat properly.
You got it. That layer of grime acts like a blanket, trapping the heat in. So the refrigerant doesn't cool down effectively.
And that means?
That means the air blowing into your cabin won't get properly cold. It'll feel lukewarm no matter how hard the AC tries, like trying to cool off while wearing a winter coat.
Okay, so that grime is a real performance killer. How do we fix that? Does it need special cleaning?
Nope. The solution is incredibly simple and free. Just use a regular garden hose.
Seriously, just hose it down.
Yep. Just gently rinse off all that accumulated dirt, bugs, and road grime. But, and this is really important, be gentle.
Okay, gentle rinse.
Absolutely do not use a pressure washer. The force from a pressure washer can easily bend those thin aluminum fins on the condenser.
Oh, right. That would be bad.
Very bad. You could instantly ruin the condenser. That's an expensive mistake. So, just a gentle spray with a regular hose, maybe a couple of times a year, especially before summer. It keeps the condenser breathing freely and working efficiently. Amazing how much difference clean fins make.
Free and easy. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so AC is working, condenser's clean, but the sun is still beating down, right? Heating up the car constantly. Is there anything else we can do about that?
Yes, there is. And it leads to a common misconception. Window tint.
Tinted windows. People think it's just for looks, right? Or privacy.
Many do, yeah. They think it just makes the car look cooler aesthetically, but it's actually a really smart, practical investment for keeping the car physically cooler and helping your AC.
How much difference does it really make?
A significant difference. A good quality window film, especially modern ceramic or carbon tints, can block up to 70%, sometimes even more, of the sun's thermal energy, the heat, and the harmful UV rays too.
70%. Wow.
Yeah, so what that means in practice is your car's interior just doesn't get nearly as hot when it's parked in the sun.
Okay, so it starts cooler.
Exactly. Which means the AC has a much easier job when you start driving. It doesn't have to work nearly as hard to bring the temperature down.
And that means better fuel economy again.
You got it. Less strain on the engine, less fuel used. Plus, there's another bonus.
What's that?
That same tint protects your dashboard, your seats, all the plastic bits inside from fading and cracking due to sun exposure.
Right. Keeps the interior looking newer for longer.
Exactly. So it's comfort, it's fuel economy, and it protects your car's interior and maybe even resale value A total win-win.
Okay, any downsides? Or things to watch out for?
Just two main things. First, make sure the tint level you choose is actually legal in your area. Laws vary quite a bit.
Good point. Don't want a ticket.
Right. And second, get it installed professionally. Trying to DIY window tint often leads to bubbles and peeling, which looks terrible and doesn't work as well. It's worth paying a pro for a good job.
Solid advice. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground airflow, filters, buttons, cleaning, blocking heat. What if someone's done all that and the AC is still just kind of meh, not really cold?
Right. If you've tried all these steps and the air is still just coolish, not cold, then it might be time to consider the refrigerant level itself. This is sort of the last resort.
The actual gas inside the system.
Yeah, the refrigerant, think of it like the system's lifeblood.
Okay, so why would it be low? Isn't it a sealed system?
That's the important question. It is designed as a sealed system, but over many years, it's common for microscopic amounts of refrigerant to escape. Tiny leaks through seals, hose connections. It's not usually a big, sudden leak, more like a very slow, gradual loss.
Just natural depletion over time.
Pretty much. And when the refrigerant level gets too low, the pressure in the system drops. If the pressure's too low, the compressor just can't compress the gas enough to generate that intense cold.
Can you fix that yourself? Or is that strictly a mechanic job?
You actually can often address this yourself. Auto parts stores sell DIY AC recharge kits. They come with a can of refrigerant and a gauge, and they're surprisingly easy to use.
Okay. But I sense a but coming.
A very big but. There's a really important warning here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Before you even think about adding refrigerant, you need to be reasonably sure you don't have a major leak.
How would you know if it's major?
Well, if your AC went from working perfectly one day to blowing warm air the next, that's a bad sign. Or if you can hear a hissing sound from under the hood when the AC is supposed to be on.
Right. A sudden failure suggests a bigger problem.
Exactly. Because if you do have a significant leak, any new refrigerant you add will just leak out again pretty quickly. Could be days, could be weeks.
So you'd waste your money and potentially release harmful stuff into the air.
Precisely. Wasted money, bad for the environment. If you suspect a big leak, you really need a professional diagnosis to find and fix it first.
Okay, but if it's just that slow age-related loss?
Then yes, topping it up carefully with one of those DIY kits can make a world of difference. It's crucial to use the right type of refrigerant for your specific car. Older cars use R134A, newer ones use R1234F. Check your owner's manual or under the hood.
Right type, right amount.
Yep. Don't overfill it either, that can also cause problems. But done correctly for a slow leak, it can genuinely feel like you've brought a dying AC system back to life. Suddenly, ice-cold air again.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a journey we've taken. 6 really practical steps.
Yeah, from simple things like airing out the car.
Right, avoiding the blast furnace, then the cabin filter, making sure air can actually get through.
Mastering the recirculation button for efficiency.
Giving the condenser a gentle shower. Can't forget that one.
Investing in window tint for passive cooling.
And finally, understanding the refrigerant recharge when it's appropriate and when it's not.
It covers a lot of bases.
It really does. And taken together, these often free or low-cost tricks can totally transform your summer driving. We're talking colder air, definitely. Better fuel economy, which everyone loves. And making your AC system last longer. It's like a triple win.
It really highlights how much comfort and efficiency we can gain just by understanding these systems a little better. It makes you think, doesn't it?
Right.
What other parts of our cars are we maybe neglecting just because we don't know these simple, impactful maintenance tricks?
That's a great point. There's probably more hidden efficiency just waiting to be unlocked.
Often, the biggest improvements come from the simplest actions once you know them.
Absolutely. So our challenge to you listening, go try these tips. Feel the difference for yourself. You might be amazed how quickly you can turn that frustrating blow dryer back into a refreshing refrigerator on wheels.
You really can.
And hey, while you're feeling cool and empowered, maybe hit that like button if you found this helpful. Leave us a comment. Which tip are you going to try first? And definitely subscribe to The Deep Dive for more deep dives like this one.
Sounds good.
Until next time, stay cool out there.